I am a 3-time certified Reiki healer. I am a master manifester and a sound healer, sound therapist, whichever one you want to call it, babe. I'm really just that girl when it comes to that healing. Hi y'all, welcome to another video. My babies, thank y'all for subscribing. I'm so proud of my growth, even though it's small growth. I think I got 13 subscribers on here now, and I'm proud every time I see it. No yak, no cap. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. Like, to continue to grow, even if it's a small growth, to continue to get subscribers every time you put out a video. Blessed. Blessed. I'm gonna be grateful for all my blessings, big or small. So in today's video, we're gonna get into how I started, how I had the chance to healing celebrities, how I got to where I am, what made me start Reiki. Y'all wanna be up in my business? Here we go. As cliche as it sounds, Reiki really found me. Like, it really found me. It really came to me. I wasn't doing much searching of it, and I'm just gifted in it. I was good at it as soon as I started, and I knew this was my thing that I was supposed to be doing. I knew I was a Reiki healer from my first session. One day, I'm just laying in my bed. It's like raining, storming outside, so it's like nobody going nowhere in weather like this. It's the weekend, so you definitely ain't going nowhere in weather like this, babe. It's dark. Like, God is talking. He talking. I saw a post today. It said, yeah, rain, I could do that, but when God started taking pictures, babe, I'm not going outside. So it was giving that outside. So I was just tired, y'all. I was just tired of always getting on my phone, looking at social media, being excited for other people, seeing other people's success. I was just like, oh, I'm sick of this. Like, it feels so icky. It feels so nasty. Like, I'm not really doing nothing. I'm working a 9-to-5 job. This is not what I want for myself. Like, no, I just knew it was more to life than work a 9-to-5, take vacations when you can, retire, and hopefully you're not unalived by some deadly disease, and that's it. So I really started looking up herbs and natural healing, and I started reading self-help books, and I just started realizing with the self-help books that, like, I was the cause of my own problems.
I'm Spider-Man. I need you to come with me.
Who the heck are you?
Yeah, everyone else did this to me, they did that to me, and it's messed up. I'm not going to take away their actions, but I am going to acknowledge mine, and mine was I already knew this person shouldn't have been in my circle, shouldn't have been around me. They already showed me who they were, and I kept them around, and as a result, this and this happened to me. So once I started realizing that, like, a lot of these self-help books start pointing into like spirituality and crystals and meditation and stuff, and one thing will lead to another. So I started looking up crystals, and I never forget, I came across this one lady's YouTube, and her tone of voice was very light but so powerful. She spoke so powerful. You knew she meant what she said. Like, her level of peace, just from her speaking, her presence, her aura in a YouTube video was just amazing. And I was just like, oh my God, like, I want to master that level of peace. Like, how do I do it? This one story, that's another thing that got me into, oh, sign me up with the crystals. She always wanted to move out of her hometown. So she moved out of her hometown, and she moved to a city where English wasn't their first language. And there was a lot of language barriers. And she had to walk miles to like her nearest like grocery store and things like that. And she said she had a thought about that. She wanted a bike. So after she finished her commute, she got back to the house she was renting. There was a bike on the porch. She said she left the bike there for a few days, and she called the landlord and was like, hey, there's a bike here. And the landlord was pretty much like, oh yeah, it comes with the property when you rent from me. And I remember her saying, whatever it is that you need, the universe will create that for you. You won't need to fight for it, scream for it, kick for it, still for whatever it is that you need. Spirit will find a way to manifest that in your reality. All you have to do is need it. And I never heard anyone put it like that. I never heard anyone put it like that. Like, I come from a Christian background. I grew up in a Pentecostal church. So it's straight pray for what you need. Ask God for what you need. Keep praying. Keep asking. There's rarely any action. But keep praying and you're going to get it. Which basically is manifestation, right? But just the way she put it, I have never heard anyone say it. And I love the way she said it. And her tone of voice and just everything about the video. What she was saying was just like, oh my God, like, I need to get to a self-mastery. But girl, at this point, oh, I'm locked in. I'm researching this crystal, this crystal, this crystal, this crystal. So the next day I go to my local metaphysical shop. And I got all these crystals written down, and I get all these crystals. My first sign crystals actually work. I bought all those crystals. My boyfriend at the time had took me to the crystal shop, and we were young, trying to do a relationship. We was together for about 5-6 years, and I got these crystals beside me while we in the car. He getting ready to drop me back off at home, and like the conversation we was able to have, the way we was able to connect with each other and let each other have a voice, not cut each other off, respect each other's feelings, even if we might have felt offended or it might have caused some emotion. Like the way we were able to communicate with each other and the way we were able to hear each other is something like we had never been able to do. And I remember after he dropped me off at home, I just kind of like laughed because I was like, these crystals really work. Like I had got tiger eye, I had got all types of stuff, y'all. I just laughed. Like I looked at him and I laughed. I was like, these crystals really work. It's no way that it was just us communicating, our energy here just communicating. Like the way we would yell and cut each other off and get mad and just end the whole conversation. Like this was more than us. And I knew then, I'm like, these crystals really work. Like this ain't no joke. This spiritual stuff is real out here. So after that, I'm doing my research, babe. I'm sold on the whole spiritual energy, everything. I'm sold, babe. So I come across a YouTube video. I'm going to YouTube University. I'm about to graduate. Are you? I started researching more and more and more about crystals and crystal art, finding out of crystal healing and chakra healing. And I went across this video about Reiki. So I started looking up Reiki. And what sold me on Reiki is this one lady was telling a story about how she teleported to her childhood trauma and she could see herself there when she was a kid. So I was like, oh, and she was like, she healed her childhood trauma from that point. So I was like, I need me a session. I need to go. Find my local Reiki healer. I go and get a session. So I remember when I first got there, I was so excited, y'all. I finally lay on the table. I'm expecting to get turned every way but loose on this table. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I'm feeling like I'm about to get turned every way but loose on this table. I'm about to have a spiritual awakening right here, right now. It's all gonna be laid on the table. I'm gonna be healed, reborn again. So during my session, I got my eyes closed. I'm in my meditative state, and it's just pitch dark in my meditation. Like it's pitch dark, but the room is colored in purple. Like I'm surrounded around the color purple. It's pitch dark, but there's a color purple, and it's not like a light purple that's bringing light to the room. It's this type of purple that just is still, I'm still in darkness, but the color purple is just surrounded around the whole room, moving around the whole room. And I'm standing in darkness. And I go to look at myself, my hands, my feet, my legs, and I'm covered in glitter. Like I can't even see the color of my skin. It's all glitter. And I'm just standing there, and I'm not scared or anything. And I just remember feeling like my energy was taking over the whole room. Like she's there doing my session, and I know she's there, but I don't even feel her energy. I don't really feel her besides knowing she's there. My energy's just taking over, bouncing wall from wall. I remember feeling like she can't control me. She can't control my energy. After my session, I was just like, did she do it right? Because I did not have a spiritual awakening. Like, I did not get turned every way but loose like I was supposed to. I must gotta go to somebody else. I must have to. It's not until right now I'm able to dissect that situation and go, Nikki, you wasn't supposed to be turned every way but loose. You wasn't supposed to have a spiritual awakening. That YouTube video, she had to go to her childhood trauma so she can dissect it as an adult so she can heal. Me, I just needed to see my potential. I just needed to see my power. I needed to see who I was. And now that's what was going to take me to the next level. Not going back, but seeing who I am now. And I started researching the color purple. And the color purple is a high spiritual color. So if your aura is purple, you're normally like a spiritual teacher or some type of spiritual leader, because there's a lot of high priestess, high priest around you, guiding you. You have some type of high priestess, high priest energy field, where you're able to lead others into different high realms. So after that, I was like, I think I could do that. I'll be interested in that. And I remember looking it up. I'm looking it up and I'm not seeing no one that looks like me, no brown skin girl, no curly hair girls. Like, I'm seeing really all like white people, all fair skinned people talk about it. And all I'm seeing is all these colors and all this love and light, and oh, you gotta do this attunement, and everything just seems so dull, so boring. You got all these colors, but nothing was given like vibrant, like nothing was given new, nothing was given like a refresh, nothing was given personality. And I was just like, okay, maybe one day. I don't know when I'm ever gonna have the time. I work, I don't know. So fast forward months later, I'm subscribed to this thing called Choose 901. So I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and they have this thing called Choose 901. If you're from Memphis, subscribe to it, because it's a small town and it's not much to do. But Choose 901 give you all the things going on in the city for the month. And in Memphis, it's so small. It's like, you know type thing. You know somebody who knows it's an event going on. So Choose 901 help, keep you in a loop. Help with things to do. In Memphis, y'all, if y'all never been to Memphis, you have your friends and y'all make y'all own fun, or you just right place, right time. Really, it's just so small and it's not much to do. They don't really bring too many things there because the crimes. 9-10 o'clock at night, and I just decided to look through it, and I see this lady is offering free attunements. I'm like, oh my God, I've been wanting to do this. I look at the time, I'm like, girl, be for real. That is not professional to call nobody 9-10 o'clock at night. The attunement class start the next morning, the next day, at 9 a.m. Like, who session is you about to go to? I'm like, you know what? But at least I could try. At least I could say I tried. I don't want to pass up no opportunities. At least I could say I tried and leave it there. So I end up calling. She actually don't answer the phone. I'm like, okay, that's I tried. So she gave me a call back a few minutes later, and she's giving me all the details, and she's really nice and really excited for me to come, and I'm excited to go. So I'm like, okay, go. So that next morning, I get ready and drive there, and a little hectic for me to get there. Like, I remember waking up. I think I woke up like with an hour to spare to get there and get ready. So rushing. I need gas in my car, so I stop and get gas. I put in the name of her studio. And I get there and it's the wrong location. Apparently she used to be at one building and she moved to another building. So I'm already didn't give myself enough time. Now I'm running late. I called this lady couple hours before the event, late at night, and I'm not gonna show up or I'm running late. So my nerves is all bad. I'm all just worked up. Oh, child. I'm like, you know what? I gotta go. Like, how many times will this happen? How many times will it be a free event? So, girl, I was an hour late. I still couldn't find a place. I tried calling. I was going back to back to back with the location. Like one place to tell me here. I look on the internet, tell me here. I look on Facebook, it say go here. I'm trying to call the number that she called me from. The class already started, so I'm like, okay, of course she's not answering because she's in the class. So I finally get there. I'm an hour late. And I'm on the phone with my boyfriend at the time. I'm just telling him everything, telling him my frustration and everything. So I finally find a place. And it's next to a busy building. It's next to a Lowe's, and her studio, her healing center. It's in a really small building. So I'm on the phone with my boyfriend at the time, y'all. And I'm like, this next to a real busy building, but okay. So it's like a small building, but it's like one of those office buildings. Like, I'm in Georgia now, so a lot of the Atlanta girlies got like office spaces they rent that they do hair or makeup out of. You know, they just starting their journey. They can't afford a whole studio, or they want something of their own. They'd rather be in a studio or a suite rather than paying booth rent. So, but at this time, you didn't have too much of that going on, especially in Memphis. So I'm like, it's the weekend. So of course, like a lot of people who rent those buildings I see is like chiropractors, small doctors' offices or clinics and stuff like that. Who else? Psychologists or therapists will rent like suite spaces like that. So, child, it's the weekend, so ain't nobody in there. So this little building on side of this busy building is giving sex trafficking. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. So I'm on the phone with my boyfriend at the time. I'm going up the elevator to get to her space. I'm like, I'm about to turn around. This is a little creepy. It's next to a Lowe's. I don't know what they doing. So as soon as I'm telling myself I'm about to turn around, I'm greeted by a bunch of white ladies. Now, Get Out had came out. I'm young, fly type girl. I don't know what's going on. Get Out had came out. I know y'all taking brains. I don't know nothing. But I end up staying. It ended up being one of the most memorable experiences I ever had in my life. And that's one thing I would tell y'all. Do not let what the situation look like turn you away, because that changed my life and is the reason why I'm in the place I'm in now, is because of that situation. And I met some of the most amazing people. I was just starting with my journey. I met a girl who done birth chart. She done like birthday readings. So that's when I first found out about the whole thing about a big three. I didn't know about your big three. And babe, she didn't even need all that, right? All that stuff that people have, you know, the little calculators that'll tell you what your big three is. Like, she was straight on the nose. Tell me your birthday at the time. She was able to write that down and tell you what your big three was, give you a reading based off your birthday. Like, it was such a life-changing moment for me. The type of people I met and the gifts they had was amazing. And what I loved about my session is it was like open conversation. She gave us the passages and the books to read, but it was open conversation, and you were able to add and take. You didn't have to raise a hand or nothing. It was just people in there were so gifted and already advanced in their journey. I was just starting out. I didn't have many questions. I'm just learning. And it was just such an amazing experience. And I just always want y'all to keep that in mind. Like, don't judge a situation because what it looks like. Like, I was greeted by a bunch of white ladies. They were older than me. So I was worried if I was going to be able to connect, be able to be myself. Was this going to be a racist experience for me? Like, what exactly was it going to be like? I was worried. And Nothing short of amazing, babe. So always give it a try. Don't psych yourself out. We don't turn away no opportunities over here, especially if it look right and it talk right, it sit right. Um, but after my first entombment, I went home and I done my parents, and I'm doing my dad's session, and it's like it's like I'm trying to teleport. My body is trying to go somewhere else, and I keep pulling myself back because I'm not comfortable. I'm doing my mom. I'm like, am I supposed to do this? So I'm doing my mom, and I just feel emotions. Like I feel just a burden. Like I feel very heavy, and I'm just feel like I just want to pour out all my emotions. And I open my eyes to look at my mom, and she got tears in her eyes. And my dad, he's talking to me about his session. And he's like, it's like I wanted to travel somewhere. It's like I was trying to go somewhere. It's like I wanted to go somewhere, but I keep on being pulled back. And I was like, oh my God, that was me. Like, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm able to do this. And I'm scared because no one in my family is doing this. Like, I come from a very gifted family, but they're religious. So my grandmother is a psychic. Like, she would literally have dreams about you. She telling you about her dreams a couple of days after it had happened. I remember she had a dream about me leaving college and told my mom, didn't tell me nothing about it. A couple days later, I'm calling her, telling her I'm leaving college. Like, she's very gifted, but they just always somehow would tie it into, like their religion. And they won't really try to master their gifts. So I'm really in this alone, like in my generation that I know of, try to really out here master my gifts. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing this. Like, all I know is Bible and Jesus Christ. I don't know. Like, I was scared. So after that point, I knew I was gifted. I knew after my first session and not much knowledge and studying it, not more than my open conversation that I had in my first entombment. And I was very powerful at it. And not even my first session, she could read me the way I was able to read my parents. Not even in my entombment, she gave me a reading like I was able to give to my parents. So I knew automatically I was gifted and good at it. And I just kept doing friends and family. And then before you know it, girl, I was getting so many good reviews. I moved out here to Georgia and I started offering it as a service. I worked 2 jobs when I first got here to Georgia. One of my jobs I worked from home, so I ended up getting a second job because I was like, I need to be able to make friends and be around people. So why not get a fun job, a second job, work in retail with clothes I like. I get a discount on clothes I like. And, I can meet people in the process. So I'm not home 24/7. Child, dog ass tired. Okay, we'll never do it again. Why? Why don't do that again? Dog ass tired. Like, my free time, I slept. I would be so tired because I would be working 2-3 weeks straight. Sometimes both jobs, like, wouldn't get a break. My first break from both 2 jobs would be like in 3 weeks. Like, I haven't had a day off in like 3 weeks. I haven't had a day off this whole month. Off on weekends, my first job, but I'm working on my second job, retail. Of course, they want you to work every weekend. So, child, I end up quitting that job. But while I was at that job, like, they would allow me to host like the meetings, the monthly team meetings, and I would play like my sound bowls. So that gave me practice with working the room with larger crowds. I also offered everybody there like a free session. So I got practice and content from my coworkers. And it definitely was part of my journey doing that. I never forget them for that. Like, I worked at Lululemon, and Lululemon got a lot of controversy going on right now. But the store I worked at, like, it was memorable to me, and it definitely was part of my growing experience. And I wouldn't trade it. Helen celebrities. So, I got my content. I ended up working my second job at Lululemon, using my coworkers for content. So I would do sessions on it for free sessions on them in exchange for content. So I'll be posting that on my Instagram. Then I just started going to my local like events, y'all. I started going to events in my city, like people who was doing around the same things, and I started meeting all these people who done similar things or some of the things that I did. And I went there with the mindset of business. Like whenever someone wanted my Instagram, I don't care if it was a guy who liked me, like you was giving the Instagram to my business page. Like you're not getting my phone number, you getting my Instagram business page. Everything is somehow tied back into my business or what I do. I might ask you what you do, you know, as part of the starting conversation. Then I'm going right back to what I do. Like I had a mission. And one thing just started leading to the other. I started meeting other people just by being so focused and so determined. And I ended up having clientele. A lot of my clientele came from word of mouth. I don't have a big platform on social media as of yet. Probably, y'all, 90% of my clientele is through word of mouth. That just shows you how your girl is. I try to be consistent with the social media and stuff. But a lot of my clientele is just word of mouth and just putting myself out there and having a goal and sticking to that goal. My certification process, I would say it wasn't, like I said, it was nothing short of amazing. But I do get this question a lot. A lot of people ask me, where did I get my certification from? I got mine from, her name is Jennifer. She's at a New Day studio in Memphis, Tennessee. I do highly recommend. But I will like to add that with with your certifications, I didn't pay. I started going to Jennifer when I think she was recently just starting out with her Intuitive, so she didn't charge much, and she did a donation base. I think she has a price point now, and she should be compensated for her work. She's so knowledgeable, so powerful, and such a living angel. She definitely deserves every penny and then some. But I would say if you're not in that area, really look into who you going to. Some of these people, they just want your 222. They just want your 444. They just want to get you into me, get your money, and get out of there. Like the entombment you can get anywhere, but the experience you can't. And I had an experience. Mine was nothing short of amazing. The type of people I was able to connect with and learn from, nothing short of amazing. And I would do it that way rather than paying any amount of money. Like my experience was priceless. And if someone is gonna teach you the skill, let you sit beside them and teach you the skill, that's more beneficial than an attunement. I personally don't feel like you need an attunement to be able to practice Reiki. Anyone can practice Reiki. My advice is to do your research, read up on some books, and practice. If there's anyone like a boyfriend or a friend or family that allow you to practice on them, do that first and then go and get the certifications. Say what you want to say about college certification courses, but they talk when you're not able to talk. They say what you're not able to say, and they speak in rooms where you can't speak in as of yet. You know, they talk when you can't talk. So they definitely are beneficial, but it's nothing like having a certification and then being able to add on to that. What is going to set you aside of these other Reiki healers? Find your niche. I found my niche. I'm already come from a spiritually gifted family. My sessions are a little bit different. I am a psychic. I'm a master manifester. I can read your body. I can look at your body and read you. You know, I don't do my sessions the same way. I use touch. Like mine is different. Find a niche in yours and use that to your advantage. I don't care if your niche is you a fashion designer who's a Reiki healer. Okay, and every time you post on Instagram, you gonna put that ish on. and you're gonna do your sessions, and that's what you're known for, and that's your thing. Just find your niche, whatever it is that your niche is, and give yourself grace. Allow yourself to go through the motions, whatever it is. Be it, girl. Do it and wear it with pride. Wear it. Connecting with people, social media is very important now. So even if you're not that consistent, creating a realistic schedule for yourself is still beneficial than nothing at all. Talking to your people, allowing them to see your personality, connecting with people, like personality in my sessions. I don't want to just act like I'm just this Reiki healer. I want to act like myself. I want to act my age. I'm 27 years old. And life is an experience, and I want to be able to experience it to the fullest. Y'all, I have had heartbreaks, and I have did silly stuff too. And I'm living a life just like y'all are, but I just know how to heal myself. I know how to heal myself physically, mentally, and spiritually. I will say that these spiritual people could be some of the worst people you ever came across. I'm not gonna lie, have discernment still. Even though you're in this spiritual community, have discernment. Cause babe, these people are like no other. Like, they study spirituality to scam you, to play with your emotions, to take advantage of you, to manipulate you. I feel like it's worse than the music industry, babe, because like these people are intentionally like trying to wish ill on you, trying to put hex on you, curses on you, all types of stuff. Like it's really disgusting. I don't know if some of y'all know about her name is the Hood Healer on Instagram, but I remember when I first started my journey, love and light journey. I call it the love and light journey. The love and light journey, when you think everything is love and light, you living in love and light, you don't even want to cuss nobody out. You love and light. Like everything is love and light in your head. Everything is butterflies. Like nothing is evil. Love and light era. I feel like we all went through that. Let me know if y'all did, because I know I definitely did. And I got an awakening. I got hit on the head. But during the beginning of my journey, blessed enough to come across a lot of like good people. So when I got on and on and on, I'm thinking, okay, like people on this journey are really just people who are finding themselves or found themselves, reached a level of self-mastery and just being better people. Because that's what I was on. But later I found out that is not the case. Healer, she said it, and I can't remember her exact words. Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, but I do remember her saying something along the lines like the people in this spiritual community can be the most manipulative, conniving people that you could come across, and they are not all that they say they are. And it's sad because you using this platform, you using people spirituality, you using your gifts, and you doing negative things with it, you doing bad things with it, and you are not what you say you are. And I remember being like, nah, that's not true, but it is true. It is true. So just have discernment. Like in any other field, you would have discernment in. Don't think that because you in a spiritual field that, you know, it's love and light and it's gonna be okay. These people are crazy, child. I hope y'all learned a little bit more about me and how I started. And if y'all have any questions, don't be afraid to comment. You already know what we do here. We make healing look good.